everyone, and welcome back to the B&E podcast. I'm Bryce, and as always, I'm joined by Evan. This is our fourth episode, and as always, we have a very special guest. Today, we are joined by one of my closest friends and the owner of the Instagram page, Graham Time. Please welcome in Harrison Kime.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on the podcast. Good to be here today.
No problem.
What's
Thank
up?
you so much for joining us. Big guest, because you have actually Harrison has a Devonte Graham fan page, if I'm not correct. It's called Graham Time. Please correct me if I'm
Graham
wrong.
Time.
So
Yep.
talk to us a little bit about what Graham Time is, and just give us the background on how that all started.
Yeah, so my friend Ross at college, he runs a basketball account on Instagram called Ballers Nation, and they had a backup account with I think it had 800 followers on it. He was like, this isn't really useful right now, having it with just posting random content. Let's turn it into a fan page and you can run it. So I was like, all right, let's do some research. So we found Devonte Graham. He didn't really have that much fandom on Instagram. So we saw he was a rising candidate. I was a big fan of him in college because before I went to Maryland, I was a big Kansas basketball guy. So I was like, let's just do Devonte Graham. And he was like, all right. So basically I built it up from 800 followers. We're at almost 2.4K now since
Wow.
December, which is it's good for a Devonte Graham page. I'm
Very
doing what
cool.
I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But
that's
he doesn't
pretty much how
follow it
started.
yet, right?
Nah, he's liked a few things. He's reposted a couple times.
But that's the
But it's
ultimate
hard.
goal, is to get him to follow.
Yeah, he's weird with it though. You see some Chris Paul fan pages, he follows them. A lot of players are much more active on their fan pages. He's a little less active than some of the other guys, but it's a
He doesn't
process.
have much fans.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we got 2.4K. But we're growing still.
Yeah.
I think I can get it to the goal is 5K eventually, but
Mhm.
we'll see what happens honestly.
So-
if he
Well, do you
becomes an
think,
all-star and
as he gets better, obviously your engagement will continue growing. What do you think is a realistic goal for Devonte Graham next season?
I think next season he'll average 20 points a game, probably 8 or 9 assists a game, and then a couple rebounds. It's not really his thing. But
And
I think in 2 years he'll be an all-star. Just in the Eastern Conference, it's obviously much easier than
he's
the West.
on the Hornets, correct?
Yeah.
Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Mhm. Yeah. They're
So-
struggling. They have a good young
Yeah.
core, but he's leading that core right now, so it's good.
Turning
do
it
you-
around.
Do you now consider yourself one of the biggest Devonte Graham fans?
He's got to.
You
I'm
are,
the biggest,
right?
I'm the biggest fan page on Instagram and on any form of social media, as far as I'm concerned. So
So he doesn't
guess,
follow
yeah.
any of his own fan pages.
he doesn't follow. He likes.
Does he
and
even
comments on
have
stuff.
one besides Harrison's?
Yeah,
are there
there are
other?
a bunch. They're all the smaller ones hit me up. They're like, yo, can you repost
Yeah.
my stuff? I'm like, I don't know, maybe I got you, but I'm trying to get them to follow my stuff too. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so
Less
it's a
followers
process,
don't always
but
help you. I got you.
So
Yeah.
being a Knicks fan, how has it been, spending so much of your time watching Hornets games and paying attention to what such a bad team does? I mean, that's two bad teams now that you're
I
paying
wouldn't
attention
say.
to.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Knicks
Two of
aren't
them
that
now.
good. I don't know.
Trust me,
mean,
I'd be the.
He did hit that game winner against the Knicks at the Garden, which
Mhm.
was
I
kind
remember
of.
that.
I didn't know if I should be excited or really upset, but
Honestly,
I mean,
you
it was
should have
in-
been both.
yeah,
Yeah, bittersweet.
It's been hard.
Draft
but-
stock goes up. Devonte looks good.
Yeah, following another team is it's been pretty cool though, honestly. Just because I've been following the Knicks my whole life, obviously, and I'm still following them. But just getting to see another team's inside information and just researching them has actually been kind of cool.
And so, do
broaden
you have
my knowledge.
any future plans for the Devonte Graham fan page? Is there stuff that you want to do? Do you want to write more about it, post videos, or just keep doing fan edits and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot more of the photo edits lately, on Photoshop, just because I've been getting back into that, which
Mhm.
has been pretty cool. I'm still doing some collabs. I'm hoping to get more in the future. Just I don't know, once Instagram starts getting a little more busy, just because of the whole pandemic.
And the whole, what happened, what we talked about last week on the show.
Yeah, it's hard because, as
Yeah.
you guys know, the NBA is going back to Orlando, 22 teams. The Hornets are, of course, the 23rd team.
Oh,
The
that's-
first one's cut out, so there goes a good 5 months of content for me. So I'll just be
Mhm.
pulling out fun facts and trying all that stuff still, and just experimenting kind of over the summer.
Do you plan on covering NBA playoffs on that account a little bit of
I don't know,
the Hornets
yeah.
could be there, but they're not, something along those lines?
I'll probably get more into league news and try and do some cool series posts. I have a couple ideas. Eventually, I want to try and do a jersey giveaway, but I'd have to see how that would work first, just with me buying the jersey, because I'm obviously not getting revenue from this account yet. It's not
Yeah.
monetized. So
Yeah. How does that work? How much
Yeah.
engagement do you need to start, making revenue off of the page?
I'm not close yet. If somebody wanted to like pay me for an ad, like I'd take $5 for like a 24-hour shout out or something. But like they'd much rather pay an account with like 100,000 followers, like $25 for a
Yeah.
24-hour shout out. But
Mhm.
I'm not there yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but like it's just a hobby for now, honestly.
Cool.
Got it.
And
So
talk
yeah,
a little
Evan,
bit
go.
about how, so, us knowing you from high school, we
Yeah.
all like kind of sort of keep tabs on each other. If that sounds a little weird, it probably does.
No, not at
But
all.
you also do Sports Business Society at Maryland. How does the
Yep.
fan page and the Sports Business Society kind of interact with each other? How does one help the other and vice versa?
Yeah, so I'm the media and web content manager for the Maryland Sports Business Society, which is like a position that I just got like a couple months ago, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Like Graham time is kind of my selling point for like how I got that position. Like I'm good with Photoshop, like making all the edits. Right now, I run the website for the club, and I'm doing like if you look at their page at UMD SBS, little plug.
Big plug.
I'm making the content now that's going on there, which is pretty cool to see like
Cool.
my stuff being posted onto a page. It's like not under my name and not Graham time.
It's
So
awesome.
it's just cool to like get my skills involved into like another dimension in a sense, into something
Mhm.
that I'm interested in like going into in the future.
Yeah, and so you're not in the business school yet at Maryland, correct? Like you
Yeah.
said, you're applying this summer, right?
hmm
So have you thought about a major that you pursue that would be, that would be perfect for, obviously social media?
Yeah, my goal is marketing just because I feel like that's kind of like what fits my personality the best and like who I am, just like design and that kind of stuff. So my like end goal would be like a sports marketing job at like with either a professional sports team or like a big sports company, like like a Nike type of company, maybe not Nike. That's kind of hard,
Yeah.
but yeah, something like that
Mhm.
would be like my end goal. Social media marketing, maybe advertising.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people on Instagram and Twitter, a lot of teams and big organizations will hire people to run their social medias. Would you ever consider taking a job like that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Like even as like a pathway job into like into something else, like that'd be so cool to like get to run a sports pages like Instagram or Twitter or something, or I don't know, TikTok's on the rise now. Not that I would do
Yeah.
that
TikTok
probably,
is
but
very big.
We were thinking about starting a TikTok, but that would not be under my discretion.
That's
yeah,
a
if
little
you
bit of
want
a
some advice,
fight. I kind of want a TikTok. Not because
yeah,
like it's just that there's so many people, and that's just how media is right now. Is that's the new biggest app is TikTok.
yeah,
I don't know how, because I don't like have a personal TikTok of mine.
yeah, and
You
yeah.
don't?
If you're
No,
like,
I do not. I'm not on TikTok. That is a fun fact of the
Wow.
day. I am not on
yeah,
TikTok,
I
and
have
I
one. I don't go
refuse to
on
be
it,
on
but
TikTok. I won't post
yeah.
a
I mean,
video, and
if you're trying to start something right now, like honestly, like I mean, not a podcast necessarily, but like if you're trying to start like a big basketball page or something, just go with TikTok right now, honestly, because that's gonna get you the most viral potential. Like one of my friend's cousins, like from school, got like 50,000 followers in like a month or something, and like
wow.
that's a lot of followers. Like anything on TikTok, like even if you think it's stupid, but it could be funny, like it could blow up and go viral like in any time. Like rather than Instagram where it's
yeah.
like all based on followers, exposure, and engagement.
Yeah.
So like you really have to like figure out how you're going to expose yourself to the best of your ability on Instagram rather than on TikTok where you could post a stupid 10-second video and get millions of views and thousands of followers.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, if we ever need someone to run our TikTok, I think we found someone to do.
I don't have experience. All I do is like scroll through it at like 3 a.m. But
Yeah.
3
I'm
a.m.
you
What are
ever-
you doing up so late?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
I go to sleep at
after I run
5, Evan.
Fortnite, like I just go on to TikTok and
Ah,
like
I got you.
yeah.
Have you
Terrible
run
combination.
Fortnite with Devonte Graham though? That should be the goal.
Would
that be one of your
That's gotta be the
dreams?
goal.
That'd be cool. I mean, I don't think he plays. Like he hasn't posted about it, but maybe I could get him on the sticks one night.
That would be big for you. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we could just get him to follow first. That'd be a good start.
Yeah, that's what
Definitely
I was
the
gonna say.
follow. That's step
Yeah.
one is for him to
Yeah.
follow back. Devonte,
Yeah.
follow me back. I make
And
stuff
you
about
know,
you all the time.
Can't wait for that.
I
That's gonna
Yeah.
be
completely
great.
agree.
We're
But
still growing though. It's like yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, Harrison, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good luck with continuing, Graham time. And also, we didn't talk about your edits page, which is, on the rise
yeah.
as well.
Time-
you could plug
time,
that
right?
right now if you wanted to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Time?
at climetime.edits, like it's kind of new, still not being as interactive on that page as I wanted. Like that's my goal for the summer, honestly, to grow that more.
Cool.
I don't know what I'm trying to do with it. Like there's a slight chance I just like quit it within like 2 months, and there's also a slight chance like I just grind out like multiple edits a week in the summer, which I think is what I'm just gonna end up doing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I already have like 40 followers and I haven't really posted anything, so
It's pretty
almost
good.
Almost as much
Yeah.
as us.
Nah,
yeah, I mean, a couple
we're
hundred
sitting
would be the
at
goal.
comfortable 67 followers right
67 followers.
Yeah, that's
Follow
you
us
gotta
if
get
you're
yourself
listening
out
to
there.
this.
Yeah.
You got
So
that. You got that plug on Gram Time this morning, so hopefully you get a couple followers from that.
hopefully we get another
do.
plug. You get a
Yeah, I mean,
little
once this
post out of
episode's
that.
out, like
You
I'll
get, you
post it
get
on
a
the
2
page.
for 1. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us. It's been a lot of fun catching up and talking about Gram Time, Kime Time, whatever time social media page you run.
Yep.
Be
Thank you
good.
guys
Have a
for
good
having
day.
me.
No problem.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy.
Yeah, see you, man.
Thanks again to Harrison for joining us. All right, Bryce, it's time to get into some baseball. What do you have to say about the MLB and their latest, I wouldn't say like stop sign, I guess, like in their latest troubles of restarting the season.
In their latest disaster.
Disaster.
What other major sports league is having these problems to come back? The NBA figured it out, and the NBA has a lot more hurdles to jump through. Baseball, you don't touch anyone.
Hockey
you throw
figured it out.
Hockey figured
it out.
No, trust me, I understand. Hockey made the best decision in their lives. They are going to jump, and I guarantee you right now that hockey is going to jump baseball as one of the 3 major sports. Because right now it's football, basketball, and baseball, but it's about to be football, basketball, and hockey.
Well,
because the MLB,
I wouldn't
Yes,
say that.
the
I would say
okay,
that's only if baseball doesn't come back. If baseball
it's
comes
not even
back,
that. It's not even that.
still
They don't
it's not gonna
understand. They don't
matter.
understand that our upcoming generation, when we start becoming the ones who are, the main age demographic that they're trying to target in their games and their broadcasts, they're going to be irrelevant. None of our like the majority of baseball fans.
I wouldn't say that because of one
90.
season
Okay,
happening.
I'm not
I
saying
think
that. I'm
that's
not
a
saying.
little far.
I'm just saying that's just going to happen in general. And the fact that they didn't capitalize on this and figure this out just shows how dysfunctional and it just I don't like it. It's disrespectful to the fans. It's a disgrace. The fact that the owners are that greedy. We talked about this the other day. One of the 2 podcasts ago. The fact that like some people think it's the players' fault, but some people think it's the owner's fault. The owners have billions of dollars. They don't care about a baseball season being played. They're the only people coming out and saying, whoa, let's play 50 games. When the players are like, okay, we want at least 114. And then they're like, they only said 114 because they wanted to compromise. All right. So then 114 and 50, you meet in the middle, it's around 80, 75 games. At least that's half a season. 50 games, the only reason they wanted a 50-game season is because they wanted to pay their players based on what the 50 games is. You know what I mean? It's just if they didn't have
prorated.
Yeah. So it wasn't even prorated. It was just their salaries based off 50 games. Like, I feel like if it was just 80 games, then they can, at least meet in the middle.
It should almost
but the
be
players
80,
aren't going to agree to this.
82, cut all of the earnings in half. Just flat out say you're going to make half of what you regularly earn for half of the amount of games.
And considering the fact that Major League Baseball wants this so bad, just to, impose a 50-game regular season over the players, and the players either won't agree to that. I mean, Manfred is basically going to force them to play a season. And if that happens, they're not going to agree to being mic'd up. They're not going to agree to any special circumstances regarding the finish of games, because they have to look at different situations to garner interest in younger people. Our generation has a very low attention span, and the fact that they haven't done anything, the only thing they've done is speed up the pace of the play of the games. Having relievers, you have to face 3 batters or finish an inning, which is fine. How much time does that save you in a game? 5-10 minutes? What a
Maybe.
joke. And that's a long-term plan. That's not a short-term way to garner interest, like I said.
I don't think you make baseball games slower. Like, taking out 5 to 10 minutes in a game, great. Congratulations. It's 5 to 10 less minutes you're sitting in traffic getting out of the stadium. So I think by making the games
it's just
shorter and speeding them up, it doesn't really make sense, in my opinion.
But the only thing
if it's a good game, you're not going to want to leave anyway. If it goes into extras, you're going to want to stay some of those extra innings to watch the game end, to see if they win.
You're forgetting the fact that people who go to baseball games are baseball fans. Baseball needs to find ways to find new fans, and kids who are growing up these days are not baseball fans.
Okay,
the majority of fans you see on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to talk about,
basketball
are 25
football.
and older. Like, I understand the fact that kids grow up with their parents being, baseball fans, because that's the only way that baseball is really being continued with interest is, people having kids and being like, hey, we watch baseball in this house. You're a Yankee fan or you're a Mets fan or whatever. It doesn't matter. The fact that
I get your point here. And then what happens when
there
those
are no
kids
new ways
who aren't, anyone else who those kids get bored and don't want to watch baseball anymore.
It's not even that. It's that they don't play growing up. They're finding new sports like lacrosse, which is much more fast and hard hitting and has a lot more action than baseball. Than a guy, And listen, I'm a baseball purist. I love baseball for what it is in its truest form, and just watching it and watch. It's a 3.5 hour, 3 hour game. Football's longer. And people forget that there's more downtime in football, in between snaps than there is between pitches in baseball. But the thing is when those snaps happen, action happens. The thing is when a pitch happens, it could be a take. And, a guy takes a ball 5 feet out of the zone and then waits another, minute to fix his gloves. That was a problem that they addressed. Rob Manfred, that was the one thing he's done right. He's the most incompetent owner, or he's the most incompetent commissioner in sports. And the fact that he doesn't have the owners on the same page of wanting to have baseball come back and trying to actually because the thing is, baseball owners are only looking for the short term. They're only looking for a short-term solution when they should be looking long-term. They can maximize their, the value of their teams by just having a baseball
season.
They
don't care. They don't care.
I know, but I'm just saying, if they gave in and were like, fine, what if they said 114 game season? That was never going to happen. That was just, unrealistic, because you would have to start a training camp now. You'd have to start spring training, and the season would have to
start. You would have to go 2 weeks spring
15th.
training.
I
would say July.
July is going to be the case anyway.
July 1st is the earliest day to start spring training if you want at least 70 games. You can't have spring training in August and expect the season to go into December, because that's not realistic.
And also what they're trying to do with their schedule is they're trying to end the season before they're trying to end the regular season before, or after the NBA finishes their postseason, the playoffs. So by the time that's done, they're going to be having their postseason in the middle of football season. This is a huge mess for baseball. Usually it is. Usually their playoffs, usually their postseason is happening in the middle of the NFL season. So, it is what it is. That's fine.
And the fans who don't want to watch like week 7 and 9 of the NFL, go watch the MLB playoffs.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, I'm just saying that, for any team that wins a championship during a 50-game season, they're going to be recognized as a champion less than the Astros of 2017. The Astros of 2017 are probably the most tainted World Series championship in history. Let's say in history. Besides the Black Sox in 1919, they cheated just like the Black Sox cheated, and the Black Sox even they lost. Okay, that's a different. There's a different situation behind that. So the fact that that was just a cheating scandal. That's the only time that I can think of where an actual full team cheated. They took the easy way out. They lost that series, so they didn't even win a championship. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just so riled up about the Astros.
Yeah.
That the fact that because I'm thinking as a Yankee fan, what if we win this year? Because we were one of the favorites. We just signed Garrett Cole, and if we win, I just don't want to hear people, oh, this doesn't count. It's 50 games, and the fact that there's going to be expanded playoffs and potentially 8 teams per league and it's going to be like an NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
So and in baseball, I heard that, the new proposal is the first round between a 1 and an 8 seed is going to be a 3-game series. What if that 8 seed has 2 lights out dominant pitchers and they shut them down in the first 2 games?
Yeah.
Then the 1 seed's out.
You could potentially look at it, in theory, an 8 seed in the NL and the National League being someone like the Cubs. Because, they're not top 5 anymore. That's clear. Or you could have maybe the Cubs are going to be 6, but you could look at the Reds being someone as 8. Then you have to go against Sonny Gray and then Luis Castillo and Bauer. And that's your 3-game series. Your number 1 team, if it's the Dodgers, yes, that's going to be an incredible series, but if they have to play a number 2 team, who could be like the Nationals, but that's still Scherzer and Strasburg.
The Nationals would have a clear advantage over anyone. The 7th.
I disagree. I think the Reds would have a clear advantage in that series.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. In general, the Nationals, because they have great pitching, they're realistically not going to lose the first round. because
but
they're
a
going to
team,
pitch Scherzer and
a
then
team
and
like
then
yeah,
and then Strasburg,
Strasburg.
and then Corbin starts the next series. And then Corbin, and then they go back to Scherzer because there's going to be rest in between two series. And now you're looking at them being up 2-0 in a 5-game series in the second round. Because I guarantee you they're not going to have a 7-game series in that second round. It's going to probably go 3, 5, 7. And if there's another, I don't even know how that works.
I wouldn't think there'd be another round. I think it would go 3, 5,
There's
7
4
World
rounds.
Series.
There's 4.
Yeah, but usually there's a wild
3, 5,
card
7
playing
World
game.
Series.
So instead of the
3, 5,
wild
7
card
World
game,
Series,
yeah. And right there, you're at such an advantage if you're Washington because you have arguably the three of the best pitchers in baseball on one team, A, and B, you can give them enough rest where they can go 5 days with ease.
Well, that's besides the fact.
And then that's going to hurt teams.
Yeah.
Whoever is going to come out of the NL Central, in my opinion, if this happens, is screwed. Unless it's the Reds. I only see the Reds being successful in the postseason this year because the Cardinals, you have Jack Flaherty, who's, top 5 pitcher in baseball. And then who do you have? Adam Wainwright. Same with the Cubs. You have Hendricks and Darvish. Who even knows if Darvish is going to be on this year? Then you have Kyle Hendricks, who's either going to throw you a gem or he's going to get in trouble because people are going to hit his changeups. And then you're going to a washed up John Lester, not washed up, but old John Lester.
He's washed up.
Washed up Jose Quintana. And then what? You're going to go Tyler Chatwood? I'm absolutely pushing it. You're right. And it's no better for the Brewers. It's no better for the D-backs. Look, easily the NL champion is going to be one of 3 teams. It's going to be the Nationals, the Dodgers, or the Reds.
Yeah, but this is besides the fact because you know that even if they do agree on an 82 or 80, or a 75-game season or even 50, that playoffs is going to be in effect. Yeah. So whatever happens, there's no – yeah, exactly. There's going to be an asterisk next to any champion in this year.
Agreed.
And as a fan of a team that is one of the best teams in the league, if you're gonna, if you're an owner,
point to win if you're not gonna really win it at all?
Exactly. Why are these players gonna give it their all if they're trying to win a championship in a 50-game season? That's less than 1/3 of a season being played. What other sport is playing one? There's no other sport that had their season cut short. The NBA is finishing their season, and they're going through a full playoff.
The issue. That's the issue. That's the thing about baseball. Baseball is the only sport besides Major League Soccer, which you could say it too. But Major League Soccer is doing a playback tournament, and then they're going to start.
And they already have an agreement.
And they have an agreement. They were like the 3rd league in agreement right before I think right after the NBA came. They're like, yeah, we're back too.
They're both playing at Walt Disney.
So yeah, the issue that baseball cannot use either spring training facilities or Walt Disney to come back is absolutely absurd. But it's baseball, so you can't be surprised.
Because as the years have gone on, it's shown that the players' union in baseball has more strength than any other union in any other sport. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they haven't been able to just tell the owners to F off is a joke.
And say
they're getting played by the owners. And what are they going to do about it? Because the owners have all the control. They control the commissioner, and the commissioner controls whether baseball comes back or not. He did say the other day that the baseball is 100% coming back. But that's another 50-game season. He wants it because he's literally a pawn for the owners.
They want
the owners.
They want playoff money too. You have to remember, there's a lot of revenue that comes in playoffs. Even airing rights of playoffs, of the MLB playoffs, there's a lot of money in that, in the advertising and everything. So I do understand why they want it back, but it's just not for the right reason. It's not because they want baseball back. It's not because they care about the players, which obviously they do, but they just want to make money. Bottom line. MLB wants to make money. Players want to.
It's not just the organization. It's each and every 30
organizations. You also have to remember, too, that baseball is a little harder to bring back because you have to go through the spring training process and getting your body in shape. Getting your body in shape to play it, even a 50-game baseball season is a lot different than 50 basketball games. Because basketball, you have 2-3 days off sometimes between games. Baseball, you rarely get a day off.
They're gonna have to have at least 16 different stadiums if they're trying to come back, because you can't play 16 games a day or 15 games a day in one baseball stadium. It's not possible.
You can barely play 2 games a day. You could double headers now.
They don't even do double headers. Yeah,
they don't.
Mm-hmm. They only, in the 50s and the 60s, they were every single day, and now they're just if there's a rain delay or a postponement where they push it back. So whatever ends up happening, I'm praying that it
Comes back.
results in a somewhat normal baseball season, and a baseball season that won't result in a tainted playoff winner.
My guess
So-
is going to be around 70, 75 games, expanded MLB playoffs to what is there, like 6 or 7 team MLB playoffs for the next 2 years. That's my guess.
I'm preparing for the worst and thinking that there's going to be a 50-game season and there's going to be an expanded playoffs, and the players won't agree to anything. They won't agree to being mic'd because you don't understand. Have you ever seen that clip of Syndergaard throwing? I forgot. It was in 2016 where who was the manager of that team?
Terry Collins?
Terry Collins, yeah. And Syndergaard threw behind the guy,
the
and they mic'd
Royals.
up everyone. Yeah, they mic'd up every single person in that game, and that is
That
one
was
of the
the
best
World
baseball
Series.
clips. It wasn't. It was after that.
Oh, it was after? Okay.
But it was one of the best play. It's one of the best, mic'd up clips. Like that kind of stuff generates interest, and they are nowhere near coming up with any of these issues to advance. Like I said, the interest of the game from our generation, which is going to grow to hate baseball, and that's all I have to say. It's not going to be well. They're not going to be one of the 4 major sports in 10 years. I'm just saying, if this continues, if they don't have a season, it will be irreversible in damages for their reputation and their interest.
And the MLS would probably take over as the number 4 major sport.
Honestly, yeah, probably at this point.
Maybe not
No.
Major League Lacrosse or whatever the
I knew
PLL
you were about to say,
Professional Lacrosse League is.
Stop.
But
That's 30 years away.
No, I agree. I think it's further than 30 years away. I think it's maybe 50 years away from, lacrosse. But I do believe at one point lacrosse could be one of the top sports in the United States. And I hate to say it, but I do, because it's just you have to say that. Anyway, let's get into something different. Let's talk quickly NBA. NBA is back in Walt Disney. Quick reaction. How do you feel about that?
Finally. It's great to have the NBA back. It's not great to not have the Knicks back, but actually it's a blessing in disguise, so I don't have to watch them. But I do believe that they don't really have anything planned for the lottery teams. They haven't even discussed the lottery. I think they should have like a tournament, which would be fun for the first pick. The Warriors would win, obviously, because they're going to have Clay back, so that wouldn't be fair. But I'm looking forward to the playoffs, even if there's not even the playoffs. I mean, like, there's only I think they're playing 10 to 15 games before they start the playoffs. So that's going to be fun, I guess. And then I'm waiting for the playoffs. And the playoffs, I'd love, it's not going to be a tainted season.
Yeah.
I guess it could be, if
it'll be
if
a
the
little
Lakers
bit carried
lose,
off, but
if the Lakers lose, LeBron fans will be like, oh, there was so much time in between the last time he played. That's going to happen if the Lakers lose. But any other team, I feel like it's fine.
There's also golf going on right now, the Charles Schwab Invitational down in Texas.
I was watching that before we went on here.
Before we came on, I was watching a clip of Justin Rose hit a 3-wood, a 3-wood putt from 12 feet out, and he sank it. It was pretty sick.
What?
Definitely check that out. Yeah, it was cool. I'll send
He's
it to
the
you
leader
after
in the
this.
clubhouse right now.
He is. I think he finished today -7.
Yeah,
should be about right.
Should I? 63.
I don't know. I want to say 63.
Calling you.
I want to say he shot a 63.
70. Yeah.
So, there is sports going on. Also, UFC bought an island, if anyone saw that. Don't know what that's about, but they bought an island.
The Fight Island.
Fight Island. It's kind of a cool name. Kind of a cool idea, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's a place to fight, but how much value is it going to have when the world resorts to normal, when you have
and
he's
they
going
can
to have
go to
five
Vegas and
events on
make
it.
so much more money than But at the end of the day, you think Dana White really cares about buying an island? No.
I mean, he cared enough about it to buy it in the first place.
Yeah, but once everything gets kind of back to normalcy, he's not going to care that much, too.
Well, yeah, he's going to sell it immediately. But
I think that's,
at least we got some sports back.
Any new other sports topics that I missed today before we head off?
No. I think you covered everything.
All right.
Baseball sucks.
Baseball does suck right now. Thank you all for watching.
Manfred.
Fire Manfred. Thank you all for. Oh, MLB draft was also last night.
Yeah, that was.
Cubs took a hometown kid. No one really follows it because it doesn't matter for 3 years, in my opinion.
4, 5 in some cases.
Yeah,
mostly 5.
2 to 5. The MLB draft does not matter for. There's still. I was looking at the mock drafts, like the last number 1 overall pick and the number 1 overall pick from 2016 and 17. Mickey Moniak and Royce Lewis. Both not even on the majors yet, even though Lewis is projected to make the Twins roster this year. So that about does it for our show today. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at the BNE Pod. For Bryce Gelman, I'm Evan Kamiko. Enjoy the day.
'Cause I'm better off on my own. Oh, save your soul. You don't wanna go where I go. I'm just a low down